Time is moving so fast now that perhaps for a lot of you, you're wondering if your pursuits are even worth the effort now. Because by the time, especially if you want to go to college, you're probably thinking, well, by the time you get settled in college, Jesus might come back. You probably feel like you won't have time to finish. Anybody ever felt like that? I know you can't answer right now, but I mean you can, but I can't hear you. But I'm just saying, you guys, it's almost like you feel like, what's the need? Because we already know Jesus is at the doors. It's like as believers, we're about to get up out of here. Regardless of whether time is moving fast, slow, or in between, we about to leave, y'all. We about to leave. Believers are about to leave. And it just seems like it's going to be not too much more longer before Christ returns. Sooner more than later. And a lot of you are separated from your loved ones. They've already been picked up by Jesus. But trust and believe, he hasn't forgotten you. And he hasn't forgotten me either. Whoever you are out there. For a lot of us, as it pertains to the rapture, you might see folks a little sooner than you even thought or imagined. A lot of people may say, oh, well, believers keep saying, have been saying this for years and stuff. But you know what? What is time to God? If one day is just 1,000 years, or 1,000 years is one day to God, then what's your lifespan to him? Half a second? Come on, y'all. His thoughts are not our thoughts, neither are his ways our ways. We just have to trust God. Has he ever led you wrong? No. Have you ever led yourselves wrong? Yes. So who should you trust? Jesus. The reason why it's difficult for you to trust him is because there's still something in us that wants to make our own way and pave our own way and know things beforehand. Just relax. You don't need to know things beforehand for God to have in his hand your blessings. Nobody can snatch your blessings out of God's hand. Nobody can take your time from you. Nobody can take your lives from you. Nobody can take your accomplishments and successes from you. God is in full control of every aspect and avenue of your life. He knows your life from beginning to end. When you were just a little dot, a little speck in your mother's womb, Christ's eyes were beholding you. He knew who you were. He knew everything about you. He saw your fingers, your toes. If you coughed, he saw that. When your mother ate and you were fed, he saw that. When you came through the birth canal, if you were a little bit shaken up, discombobulated, he saw it. Come on. He knows you. He knew who you were going to marry if you're married. He knew who you were going to date if you dated. He knew the children you were going to have if you have any. God knows everything. He knew what your regrets would be. He knew what your hang-ups would be. He knew what your heartbreaks would be. He knew what your successes would be, what your ding failures. But I don't think you really... I don't like that word failure, because I feel like that if something doesn't work out, it was not predestined for you. No matter what it is. I think the only people that are failures are the people that end up in hell. Don't go there. Don't go to a place that does not have time, because there will never be a time when you get out. You'll never get out of that place if you go there. It's one way. People will come out on Judgment Day, and death and hell gave up the dead which were in them. Yeah, the book of Revelation, the Holy Scriptures. But that doesn't mean they're not going to feel pain when they come up out of there. After they've been burning and being tortured for so long. Under a judgment that was never meant for them. That was meant for the devil and his angels. But because they said they didn't want Jesus, they choose Satan. Well, they had to follow Satan right on into hell. Or, I'll put it this way. Satan is going to follow them, because Satan is not currently in hell. He's not currently there. But the people he led there are that have passed away. And it doesn't matter if they were famous or not famous, rich or poor, had a good job or a bad job, drove a nice car or a bad car, had a nice home or homeless, suffered on earth or was blessed on earth. If they rejected Jesus, they're in hell. So why suffer on earth and then die and suffer for all eternity? Why suffer on earth and then die, go to hell and suffer again? It just makes no sense. I heard a preacher say in a sermon years ago, he said some people, he said they're having hell on earth. And then when they die, they're going to have hell again. And the preacher said, what in hell do you want? Oh God, my God. But as it pertains to Jesus, that preacher said, do you believe he's all right? 'Cause I know he's all right. What in hell do you want? Oh, Lord. He said, I'd rather have Jesus tonight. I know that's right. I know that's right. Preacher man, preach your man. Do the devils understand? Oh, my God. My God. That's me right there. My God. He said, what in hell do you want? That man said, he said, I don't want anything that's in hell. No, Lord. Woo. Y'all, come on now. That place ain't no place to be. Don't let this matrix fool you. Don't let it fool you. Don't let this ball that we live on full of grass and trees fool you. There are other portals and realms and existences out there. One of those existences is hell, and it ain't got no time. You better be ready when Jesus comes. Be ready. If you're not ready in time for the rapture, it doesn't mean you're going to hell, but it means you're going to go through hell on this earth. What you see going on in the world today is just the quiet before the storm. People getting their food stamps cut. Well, what about if you don't take the mark of the beast? You can't buy no food at all. Even a little bit of your food stamps by now. Y'all, how you going to survive? How you going to use the bathroom, take a shower, wash your clothes? A lot of people are having difficulty even doing that now. How you going to survive? If you follow Christ and your spouse takes the mark, they're not going to help you. Any love they have for you, I'm sure it's going to go out the window. Why? Self-preservation. They're not going to be thinking about you, I don't think. And they'll probably pass a law to where if somebody who has the mark tries to help and assist somebody that does not have the mark, they'll probably be convicted of a felony and thrown into prison. Come on, y'all. Think about it. You better think. You better think. They're going to have that system locked so tight. It might be somebody you're friends with. It might be somebody in your family. But if they take that mark and you are left behind and then you become a convert and you accept Jesus and you don't take the mark and you go to their house trying to get a plate of food, you really think they're going to help you? I seriously doubt it. Because I believe they're going to establish laws and regulations and statutes to where it is against the law to help anybody that is not following the beast system. It's already just going to be against the system itself to sell you anything. And I believe they're going to establish something where it's going to be against the law to help somebody that does not have the mark of the beast. You will be considered probably an outcast or a fugitive or some sort of a rebel or some type of global threat or some sort of conspiracy theorist, or I don't know, whatever titles they give people that don't conform to this world. You'll be considered a nonconformist. Y'all better think, before you miss the rapture. I'm telling you.